Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Thank you guys for stopping by. Today we're going to be pushing to top 10,000 in the world with my level 14 account. We're going to be doing this using 2.9 Balloon Cycle, of course. We love this deck. I hope you guys all love this deck too. So first game we're going to be here against Logbait. He's going to be using a pretty mid-ladder deck. And this was my game for Ultimate Champion. So it might help you guys. So I just start off a bit slow here. Cycling skeletons, ice golem, putting the ice golem at the bridge to pressure if he doesn't do anything with the skeletons. I'm getting some miner chip. Now it's really important to defend smart and not panic. This looks like a pretty big pusher, but it's pretty easy to defend if you just focus up and do it correctly. And then just stalling the elite barbarians right now, easy counter. And here, a bit of an issue for me because I didn't know he had the hog rider, so that's the problem with the mid ladder decks. You don't always know the cards they have, so it's okay to take damage if it leads to you knowing what their deck is and what you can do in the future. So I know now that I have to save the bomb tower for his hog riders if I can do the best to do that. So yeah, I'll defend here without doing a bomb tower, easy defense, no issue at all. And I think that's a big thing with mid-ladder decks. They're not really super threatening unless they have a really aggressive deck. But most of the time it's just they'll catch you out if you don't play smart or you waste a card and then they just counter you with some random mess. Some random things. Yeah, just playing slow. I'm not gonna do any big pushes with Balloon or anything until I know what his full deck is because he hasn't played some of his cards right now. So I'm not too sure what he has. So once I figure that out, I'm gonna make a push, but now I'm just going to play slow. So now I see the hog rider, I can just do the bomb tower. Protect from the Valk so it doesn't kill the bomb tower. And getting some nice miner chip there. So now I'm almost back in the damage lead. Just 400 health more. And still just playing slow, just resetting. Cycling to my evos. And here I see the baby dragon. So now I pretty much know he's going to have the baby dragon and firecracker as the air counters, and they're not really the best. I probably should have tried to better protect my musk there, but honestly it doesn't really matter because now I can push him because I pretty much know his deck and he can't really punish me now because all of his air counters are out of cycle. So I pretty much could see that no baby dragon, no firecracker in cycle, so pretty much a free balloon. And I think that's a good tip for you guys to implement in your own games. That I think can definitely take you to the next level because card counting and knowing their cycle is a big thing that's important. And especially when you get a bit higher up in the ranks. And then see, I kind of didn't really take any other damage from this game other than at the start. Just because playing smart, playing slow and calculated, super easy to win against these decks. And here he just gives up, so let's just hop straight into this game. Okay, so now we're going to be facing against OX Jean, or Jean. He's going to be using a Piggies cycle deck with Goblinstein, Mini P.E.K.K.A, Firecracker. It's not the worst matchup, but you'll see here I make such a bad mistake in the start. Honestly, one of the worst starts to a game I've ever had. Like those skeletons there, they pulled the bats away from the ice golem. So they just went crazy on my tower, and this is the first 30 seconds and my tower's on 500 health. So yeah, and I'm not very happy with this. I kind of emote throughout the whole thing. But yeah, I think I played pretty well in this game, aside from the start, so I think it's quite a good one to show. Because I know this deck, I've played it a couple times before, and I know that if I play well, I can come back quite nicely in this. So I think the spot when he makes a mistake on offense and he overcommits some of his counters, and I can just punish him a bit for that. And here I go naked balloon at the bridge just because I know his cycle and he doesn't have his bats or his gang in cycle, so I can pretty much just I'll get guaranteed damage at least, unless he does a crazy overcommitment on elixir. So here I'm in a pretty good position to come back in the game. He's a bit down on elixir, I know his cycle, and I have a good game plan of how to win. Just really save the snowball because he wants to use those evo backs, so you really need to save the snowball for when he places them, which will most likely be when you make a push. But here I do a good defense. I was hoping he didn't do the ability, because it would have been a bit weird to predict from him. So I got a good skeleton there. I feel like the log was a bit of an overcommitment, and I do a good prediction at the bridge for the firecracker. That's always a good one to predict, because a lot of times firecracker players just play it at the bridge to get that peaky damage. And now it's a good place to go in, because he doesn't have firecracker, and I get a very nice prediction snowball that wins me the game here. But this tower is all gone now, just because of that nice prediction. Because I knew his elixir, I knew when he's going to place it, and I was just kind of predicting that he was going to place it on the balloon, and perfect. So now we're in a good spot. From my tower's taken 500 health throughout the whole game, and I know he had to go in, make a push to take my tower, because 5 wasn't enough, so I made a push myself. So that means he wouldn't have that 5 elixir, or however much he would have wanted to spend on the tower for the defense. So it makes it a bit easier for me to get more damage. And that's another tip that you can take away, just creating like a push to annoy them on defense. It's kind of how when you're facing minor poison, or like a minor deck, they'll like wall breakers opposite lane when you go in for a push, just to bait out elixir so you can't really use it on offense. Here, 26 health, game's pretty much over. So I was down, what is it, like 3,500 health in the first 30 seconds, and now I win by 3,600 health. Super easy. So now we're going to hop right into the next game against Nagy here. He's going to be running a sort of old meta Royal Giant Wizard deck. We're going to start out with a miner on tower, as we always do. Miner or skeletons, preferably. He has guards. So when you see guards, honestly I normally just think it's RG, to be honest. That's just what I guess. And it's good to start thinking about that stuff. So when you see the first card, just kind of guessing what they have based on that. And this was a really bad RG, I feel. This kind of set the tone for the game. I know how good this player is going to be when the second player is RG at the bridge. So I felt confident going into here. And I see the ghost, so I know it's not going to be monk, because it's either RG monk or RG ghost. They don't really have both of them. And you don't want to see monk, so seeing ghost is always good when it's against RG. Here, I'm pretty sure this was a bad fisherman. He doesn't really get any value at all. And here I clean up pretty nicely on defense, have a full health musk, protect the musk with the skeletons. The fisherman doesn't really get any value at all. And the full health musk as a counter. You love to see that. And I put the miner on the back just before he placed the guards. But I place it there just in case, for instance, he placed guards at the front of a tower to protect the tower from the musk, but then they'd have to walk to the back to kill the miner, and then the musk will get to tower. But he did a pretty good prediction on the guards there. And I should have let the barb get a hit, I'm thinking, because now I'm pretty low on elixir compared to him. Not the best situation, but you get a nice even musk here. You don't always need to get crazy value with the musk. So I was ideally hoping for hunter or wizard in this case to be played so I can even musk it, but it's okay to just dodge. Here I do a good miner prediction. I catch the wizard. I snowball the wizard forward, so then the barbell can take it out. And he just gets too confident and misses the barrel. And he also doesn't use it when he could have, which was a mistake on his end. I think he just thought the fisherman would take it out. As you can see, the Evo skeletons doing what they do best, going crazy on his tower. He's panicking. Now we're in a good spot here. No damage taken. And yeah, this game is pretty much over now. From being, what was it, like 6 elixir down, 5 elixir down, to almost winning flawlessly. And almost getting the second tower, but I kind of barbarian there was kind of in the way. Let's just go straight into the next game here against Moyosuf. He's going to be using Golem Pump. I'm not too sure about the matchup in this deck, but I do feel like it's more Golem matchup, but I have had games where I've completely destroyed them. So here I know it's going to be a beatdown deck. No Psycho deck, no Control deck is really going to let you get the Barbarian connection from the Bar Barrel. So I can do this play here where I just balloon at the bridge. Because also when I see the healer, I'm thinking it's either Elixir Golem or Golem, and both of them don't really have the best air counters to fully counter a balloon. They don't have any buildings really. I mean the pump is, but you know what I mean. So I can kind of get a balloon there just to see what deck he has, and I do know right now that he has the Golem pump deck. So I do need to be careful on not giving him a crazy counter push and defending well, because I do know he doesn't have a big spell. So if you play it correctly, if you play it really well, then the Musk won't be able to really be killed unless they do a nice tornado. But you can also predict the tornadoes. Here I make a little push just to hopefully damage the pump, but he predicts it quite well with the guards. No damage, but I got a snowball on it, which was okay. And I'm back in the elixir. I'm back in the game elixir-wise, and this is the healthy side tower, so I can just absorb this damage and then get King Tower. King Tower is quite nice. It's always good to have, unless you're facing like RG where it doesn't really matter. And I see the Golem here, so I know I want to punish him. So because he doesn't have much elixir now, so I cycle the Musk in the back. It's gonna help on defense, and then also just put some pressure on. So now he has a lot less elixir for his offensive push than if I didn't make any pressure there. And let's just watch this defense and see how it can be done. I do miss the Eva Musk. I would have liked to hit the Electro Dragon, but it's not the end of the world. You can still kind of see how I space out my troops, not letting them get crazy value. Don't want them to heal up the Golem. And you really want to focus on killing that Electro Dragon, but it is super annoying. And he does a bad nado, and I know from here this defense is going to be really nice. Got 2 Musks on the board, you can't really kill them at all. And here, so I didn't take too much damage. He's not happy, he's sad. He knows that I'm in a good place right now. I pulled the Electro Dragon back, so it doesn't splash onto or it doesn't chain onto the balloon. And that also forces out the nado, so I can Musk on defense safely, and I don't need to worry about a nado just being annoying or cheating his way to the tower. Yeah, that's a good tip. You really want to bait out the tornado on defense. Go do the same. I pull everything back, and then I get a. Yeah, I did 2 bad Eva Must in this game, and I can still get some good damage. So I would have liked to hit the Electro Dragon in both use cases, but both times I just about missed, unfortunately. Here, get a nice snowball. Snowball's really good on defense. Don't underestimate it. Face out the Musk again. I know he doesn't have nado cycle. And you got a nice bar barrel. And yeah, it's a very good deck for defending. There's a lot of small tanks, especially in double. You can really just stall beat down pushes. Yeah, and now I'm not gonna make any more balloon pushes because I know that he can get, especially because we're going same lane right now, he can get some nice counter pushing potential if I give him a balloon. And also the Golem, I don't know how it bypassed my tower. I think it was a combination of the lumberjack and the ice Golem, but that was crazy. That was quite close at the end there. Yeah. Yeah. I just see Rian's graveyard. Wait. Yes, that's exactly how I feel when I see graveyard and I see these cards. You see bar barrel. I'm thinking, oh, please don't be a graveyard. And I suppose, and you're like, oh hell no. Exactly. That's literally how I was looking. So graveyard, you really just need to play perfectly. You need to hope that they make a mistake. And a mistake is something they make. So hey. And I'll just walk you through what the mistake is and how you can pressure it and how you can spot it. To hopefully, you know, help you guys win these awful matchups. So here I have a nice Musk down. He did a bad Witch because the Musk will just go into it. Bad Bar Barrel as well. So I just protect the Musk with the Ice Golem, get a nice Bar Barrel down. And here I can see this guy's not playing very well. That was a bad Ice Wizard. And here I'm just going to pause to explain why this is really bad. So pretty much I knew that he didn't have his Barbarian Barrel in cycle. So the Knight there pretty much allowed me to Evo Skeletons for free. And then this will get good spawns off, which will pressure the Hut and the Ice Wiz, which I'm going to kill with the Miner plus a Snowball. So now he's going to have to kill this by either waiting for a poison or he has to Tornado. Ideally, he would like the Tornado to King Tower, but with the skeletons pressuring him, he's not able to Tornado to King Tower. Otherwise, the skeletons would just take out his tower and he'll have no elixir to kill them. So he has to do a really bad Tornado, and the position he has to do with Tornado is a weird one because the Musk is there also pressuring and she's going to be walking forward. So she's going to have to do a Tornado which kind of reels in the Musk, and you'll kind of see when I restart it what I'm kind of saying, but it's just kind of the things that you want to be thinking about, like why the Ice Wizard was bad, why the Knight was bad, why the Hut was bad. So now let's resume the game and kind of see how this all unfolds, and you can kind of see what I'm talking about. So here we killed the Ice Wizard, the Evo Skeletons were pressuring, and he has to Nado there, otherwise his tower's down. And you can see the Musk just gets loads of hits. Balloon gets the tower because he doesn't get to Nado to King Tower, and yeah, super good position right at the halfway point of the game, and we're up 3,600 damage, which is like the perfect, well, other than taking the tower, pretty much the perfect position against like a hard counter like Graveyard. And he does a good catch on my Miner, and the game plan here is pretty much to just win on Miner chip. We don't need to push any balloons in because we only need 400 damage. That's just a couple of minor hits. So we don't need to worry about any balloon pushes. So really just locking on defense here. Get some Snowball chip. His Hut again, not the best. Get a nice Miner down. Some good damage. And change up the Miner placements. Be a bit, I don't know, be a bit random with it. You don't want them to catch it every time. And also block the bridges. I place it one tile a bit lower. I misclicked. But you can still see I block the bridge so then the tower defends the Graveyard. And then we easily clean up the rest with the Musk and Miner. And the reason you put the Miner in this situation on the right side is because that's the outside. And that's where the biggest spawn radius of the Graveyard is. So that's where you're going to catch the most skeletons. So that's always the best play. That's why you see bar barrels there. So there we get a nice Snowball just to push the Knight away from the Miner, take the tower. Okay, so here we can see we're against looking like a SplashRoyale player from when I first entered into the game. That's what I was thinking. So we're going to be playing against Vamp here as our final game. And I see Executioner, so I'm immediately thinking it looks like Graveyard Freeze because he has the SplashRoyale clan. And I mean, Xyz and Graveyard Freeze. And I see the bowler, and then I'm pretty certain it's Graveyard Freeze. So this is a... I feel like it's it can go both ways. Depends how you play it. I've definitely lost this matchup before, but I've also won it quite a lot. So now we're just gonna reset. Set a Musk in the back, cycle to the Evo, and also just good against the Burn Dragon. Here I feel like this was really aggressive from them. I don't really think it was the best play. I misclicked my Ice Golem. That bomb tower was meant to be an Ice Golem, but it still works out. Defend like quite nicely, and then I have a almost full health Miner and Musketeer. This push wasn't really the best because his Executioner sniped onto my Musk. And it's kind of a dead balloon, but it doesn't matter too much because his push wasn't the best either. So I have a similar elixir to him right now, and then I can defend this quite nicely with the Ice Golem. And here you can see we're basically even. And I'm just a couple hundred damage below him. So now I'm gonna make a little either skeleton push, just force out some elixir, because I know he doesn't really have anything. So he's gonna have to spend something. Here he does a really nice knight actually. This is really nice because of the bowler. But I do get some nice hits because I forced out that elixir. As you can see, the balloon here got 3 hits on the tower. And I can defend it pretty nicely with the Evo Must. And you can be more aggressive when you have an Evo Must. Like, and it's also nice because it killed the Inferno Dragon, which was tanking for the graveyard. So then the tower locked into the graveyard. And at this point, it's a pretty... I know I've won. I pushed the Executioner to the left, trying to avoid it from sniping the Musk, but he had Tombstone, which actually was quite surprising because I don't really normally have Tombstone, but not the end of the world. And here, Musk again gives a lot of value because he doesn't have Tornado on offense because he keeps having to use it on defense, which is, again, as we talked about in previous the Golem game, it's good to bait out the Tornado on defense for them because then they can't use it to kill your Musk on offense. And he did actually get quite a lot of graveyard damage there. I wasn't expecting the freeze, I kind of forgot about it. So I had to do a late snowball. And here I make a little push, I let the balloon tank with a miner as we don't need too much damage, just to get miner chip. He should have placed the Evo Executioner instead of the Inferno Dragon first. That was his mistake, so we got the Death Bomb to tower actually, so we finished up quicker. But yeah, pretty simple game there, played pretty well except from that one defense. And thank you guys all so much for watching. I really appreciate you all for sticking around to the end. Please like, subscribe, comment, do whatever you want. I appreciate you all. And I'll see you guys all in the next video. Thank you.